Staying on oil, Alaska has a ton of it, as we know. Until 2017, an oil-rich wildlife refuge, the National Wildlife ANWR used to be called, off limits to frackers. But there are 10 billion barrels of untapped oil in it, and thanks to President Trump, it can now be fracked. You can get it. Michael Dunleavy is the governor of Alaska, and he joins us now. Governor, question one, have you started getting that oil yet? And number two, how much of it are you going to get, and will it make up for the shortfall in North Slope oil?
Oh, thanks, Stuart. It could be a tremendous boost in the arm for Alaska and the country. There's predictions that at maximum production, we could have an additional 800,000 barrels of oil in the pipeline as a result of ANWR. And so the lease sales, there's 2 lease sales scheduled over the next several years, and we're hoping to get a lease sale going here in December. And we're anticipating some robust bidding, and it's going to be a good thing for the state and a good thing for the country. Okay,
that's all good news. I want to move on to one other area which your state, Alaska, now allows state employees, they have to opt in to a union. So, as I understand it, and make sure I got this right, if I'm a newly hired government worker in Alaska, I have to opt in to the union as opposed to saying, I don't want any part of it. So why are you doing this?
Well, it's in response to the Supreme Court ruling in Janus, 2018, June of 2018. And basically what it does is it assures, we help with assuring that the employee wants to be part of a union. And so there has to be an affirmative opt-in, where in the past it was an opt-out. So we'll be working with the unions to put together procedures to make sure that this happens. But it really is in response to the Janus decision and the First Amendment rights of individuals to free speech, but also association. And so this is the reason for doing it.
Where this has happened before, unions have lost a very large number of members because people don't opt in. That's a real problem for the unions, isn't it?
It could be. I mean, there's some indications that there is a loss, and in other cases that there's not much or as much of a loss. In some cases, there's increased membership, at least in the front end. But again, the long and short of it is, Americans, Alaskans have the right to freely associate. The Supreme Court ruled on this in June of 2018 in the Janus decision. And so we're going to implement the decision to make sure that employees are affirmatively opting in, and that there is evidence that they know what they're doing, they freely choose to do that. And that's the process we're putting together, and we'll be talking with the unions about the details of that process.
Alaska Governor Michael Dunleavy from Alaska, thanks for joining us here on Varney today. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Now,
thank you, Stuart.